Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Musings of Star Niche. Now, today's episode, I'm going to tell you about a little bit of a story, and there's no real conclusion or moral to the story. Uh, but the concept of the story is kind of like this. When you want something really bad, and you somehow always seem to have to work a little too hard for it. But then when you don't want something, and you just automatically become so good at it, like counterintuitively. uh, there are multiple ways to look at this, of course, but here's the story. Now, I'm a pretty good driver. I don't drive on a regular basis. I don't own a car either, but then I'm pretty good at driving. And when I was first learning how to drive, I didn't really want to learn to drive at all. It was just one of those things that I had some free time, and my dad insisted that, hey, just go and get a damn license. So I went to one of those driving schools and learned how to drive a car. And since I really didn't want anything out of learning how to drive a car, I kind of got really good at it. Now, uh, now I'm going to tell you the story of how I got my license, like the test. Now, I'd gotten so good at driving a car that I was one of the best pupils to drive a car on that particular day, on the test day. And somebody told this out to me, which is like the instructor, the coordinator, somebody, that, hey, I don't care if anybody else amongst from our driving school passes or not, I'm very sure that you will. And now all of a sudden I want this. Until then I didn't want it, so I was very counterintuitively getting good at it. And when this guy said that, hey, of all the people that I gave the dummy test ride to, you're the one that did really well, now I want it. And then you know what happened? I fucked it up. I fucked up the test. And then it got into my head that, holy shit, I was so good at it, and then I wasn't. Now I need to get better at it. So it's kind of like every cop movie. You're good at it, and then you fuck up, and then your badge and gun is taken away, and then now you're better. You come back better. So that's kind of how what happened to me. Like I kind of goofed up. I did a small goof up. Wasn't really my goof up. The car was a shit car. But then I didn't realize that I had goofed up because the car was a shit car. And then my goof up went on to multiply and become multiple other goof ups. And I panicked and I was sweating, and I basically just fucked up the test. All because that guy whose car it was, like the driving school guy, said, "No, you're doing very well." Hmm. So something like the pressure was on, or some such shit. Weird that weird that this story kind of crept up into my head today, but fun story, because after that I spent another week uh, getting really confident about the cars, different car. I tried two other cars. I borrowed a friend's car and I drove that around in some narrow lanes to get really good at it. And yeah, and then I went and passed. Now, like, you give me any fucking car, any size, I would take but a moment's notice to figure it out and then be driving it. Most of the times. Yeah. Bye.